We are live. Hello, guys. Welcome back. And for you new guys, I hope you enjoy your stay. Let's just dig right into the charts. I mean, we're looking at gold and silver, platinum, copper, oil. A lot of crazy things has happened today on this CPI Wednesday, where it came in a tad below estimate, but things got pretty crazy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We start with silver. Good old silver. Look at this one here. Amazing. We had the bear flag. As you know, I pointed out we were still in a bear flag until proven otherwise. Today was the day. The bear flag here is totally negated. We broke out of the golden wedge, falling wedge here. And we, I think, could be in for a run at the upper golden trend line right here. And then possibly the big 26. You know, the big 26 is my absolute biggest resistance before we go big time to the upside. Look at this right here. Long-term golden falling resistance at 26. This could be the beginning of the end for a 12-year long correction, I would say. Whatever you want to call it, but still 26 is looking insanely good here. Look at this candle here, insanely big, just taking, this is the biggest candle until like this one back here in May. So this one, it has a lot of momentum to the upside. So could we get some pullback? Yes, we will get some pullback, but this to me is the start of us grinding higher up to the 20, up to the golden, and then the 26 until proven otherwise. This is the path of least resistance. I love it. I really do. It's amazing. Gold, good old gold, quite similar. Why is that one down there? I don't know. But as you know, we have 3 touches for the last 3 years, and now we have a shallow pullback into the 4th touch, which will be the breakout to all-time highs above 2076. 75, excuse me, anyways. I'm just looking at the chart here. It looks absolutely amazing. It really does. This could be the last shallow pullback that you get from whenever you have a 3rd touch here. This is something that I know Gareth Soloway speaks of a lot. So I have been trying to see if I can find these setups for the stocks and so on. But this is a shallow pullback from the 3rd touch, and we go higher. That's the path again of least resistance. Just look at this one here. And if we have symmetry, let me show you. If we have symmetry, we should be breaking out somewhere around roughly end of August. It's just around the corner, 2 months, and then we will break out to the upside here. Amazing, amazing stuff. Gold looking really good. As you know, we also looked at the gold to silver ratio this Monday. Or was it Tuesday? Oh, it was Monday, where I said that we will right here into the CPI, and we either bounce heavily or we break down, and we had a huge breakdown. The gold to silver ratio fell by, you can see here, 3% in 1 day. Big move for sure. Again, we have to go back to March 23 to have this kind of a pullback here. And to me, again, we are now opening up for the move down to the golden again. Let me show you, just to not teach you, because I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just trying to show you what I do, or how I frame things. We have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Again, the 4th touch will be a breakdown. And we will go way lower very soon. Very soon. It looks good. Again, the overall head and shoulders is still valid now. So I'm a bit excited. You don't see that very often, but it's amazing. It really is. Okay, let me just remove all this good stuff here. Actually, let's have it on. You can see the symmetry here. Very clear. The highs here. Then you can see the middle, and then you have the symmetry going out right there. And this move down here, I have copied and mirrored over there. So to me, what I think is the most likely scenario is that we, over the next 6 months or so, will go to roughly, let's call it 1350, give or take. And then we will break out. And then platinum will be a rocket ship like no other. And we should have maybe in mid 25, depending, late 20, early 25, we will visit 2,000, above $2,000 for platinum. Platinum looks really good. You can also see a lot of the platinum plays, the miners and so on, is having big days today. I understand why. Bitcoin actually today is down 1%. And given the events that we have just seen with the dollar tanking down big time, rates are going down 3-4%. Gold's rallying, silver's rallying. I think also overall stocks is rallying. Yes, 1%. Everything is just going to the upside, but Bitcoin doesn't. That's very worrying for me that this bear bull flag might not play out, because on a day like this, you should see Bitcoin up 5%. Together with silver, which is up 4% and so on. You should see Bitcoin breaking out here big on massive volume, but we don't. It's still in the bull flag, so everything is fine, but this is very worrisome for me for Bitcoin. Just so you, that's my take. We should have broken out today for Bitcoin right here, but we didn't. So let's see. This could also be, you know, a warning that today's spikes in everything that we see is very short-lived, because Bitcoin is usually the liquidity gauge that I see it. So keep that in mind. Anyways, Bitcoin should break out today, but it hasn't. Okay, this is what the big news today. Let's go to the weekly and look at the breakdown we have here. Big red candle getting below the 108, which I have been talking about ever since we started to see this formation here. And now to me, we are going, let me show you, the path of least resistance. It sounds good. It's a lovely word. You have the golden trend line coming down here, a bit of a fake out. And now, in my view, we're going all the way down here to around 97. 97. But 97 will be a massive, massive support zone for the dollar. What happens here could determine a lot of things in the future, but we will check it out when we get there. So that's how I see it anyways. As you can see here, rates, the 10-year is now back testing a very big and important level here. And what I said also on Twitter on some of the tweets, I think this is a false breakout to the upside, but still for now it's holding. It's doing a completely standard retest right here. And often you see a retest and then you resume to the upside. But let's see. I have my doubts really. But yeah, that might be the reason why Bitcoin is not moving up, because Bitcoin and the liquidity knows that we are having a more of a rate hikes, not rate hikes, but the rate will go up here. So it should drag everything down. But let's see how it acts for the remaining of the week and also next week, depending on how big of a bounce we get here. We should get a big bounce here, but let's wait and see. The Dutch natural gas, you can see here, we have broken out, did some retesting. The level didn't hold, and now we're just having a retest further down. Still, we are above the trend line. We are above the low here at 23. All good for now. But again, we need to see some movements here. Let's go to the weekly. You can see here on the weekly, the high there, and the cluster here, and then we did a perfect bounce. And we don't want to see this, right? So we want to see this one hold and start to tickle up again here in some way or the other. So yeah, but still, gas here could be forming a long-term base, which should take at least 6 months before we really get things going. So this box right there, I think we will base out in some way or another. It takes time, but into the winter, the European winter, we should start to see it curl up again. That's my take. What is this? Oh, this is nat gas. Okay, nothing. I will not go into that one. Doesn't matter because nothing has happened. Let me show you. I just removed all my trend lines here just to show you where I think we can go if we break $4 for copper. Let me show you. If we take the March 2020 lows and then we add a trend line right there, you can see. So we have, not that for sure, we have a touch there, there, and there, and then we have a tiny breakdown, but I'll call it a touch anyways because it's so tiny. That's the lower one. And then if we, I think we can, if we do like this, right, we have the upper. Need to go there on the log scale. This is the upper. Okay, it might be, it's a log scale now, sorry, so it's quite better, but still we have a fake down here. And what we are seeing is this is the squeeze that we are looking for in copper right here. So the bounce today was quite big actually, also decent volume. You can see here we have a perfect framed setup here. A big squeeze, and if we take out $4, that's a very big level for me to go through. Let me show you why. There it is. That's the $4, and we have possibly an inverted head and shoulders right here. So we need to go all the way up to 4, and then we need to break out of 4.05. And to me, if we do that, it looks like it, to be honest, but still, until it's proven, it's not something that you can use to anything. I think we could go all the way up to around 5.5 over the next 18 months or so. So critical level here, obviously breaking down. That's not what you want to see if you're a bull. PDI we will not look into. We will look into oil for sure. Jesus. Look at oil right here. Breaking out of a very long trend line today. And I think we will target now the 82, roughly. 82, 81-ish in that range. And we will have some sort of a, like this, I think we'll consolidate below this level and do a bit of a complex head and shoulders at the 82 neckline, or the possible 82 neckline. So oil here is definitely going higher. You can also see uranium is going higher today, not much, but a bit. And then lithium is going higher. So the energy is looking good. This one is palladium. And why palladium? No one likes palladium, but they are gonna, I think. Just gonna clear up the chart here. Excuse me. There it is. You can look at this one right here. This is a kind of a long-term view on palladium. You have the first impulse low, second, third, into a falling wedge. Beautifully, almost perfect falling wedge. And to me, we are gonna go higher here if we break out to the upside. But this is textbook in my view. And maybe we will do like this for an inverted head and shoulders. I love the inverted head and shoulders, as you know, but still, to me, palladium here is really trying to do something quite big. And if it succeeds, we are going a lot higher from where we are today. But let's wait and see. Until proven, we cannot celebrate. Nickel is still bouncing here. Nothing. It's down barely. It's almost flat for today, doing almost nothing at the big trend line. So not much to add there. I will show you 3 great setups right now in different commodities, uranium and copper and nickel, actually. So the first one is Encore Energy. It's a fan favorite. Yes, I know. Let's have a look. What's the setup? It's what you expect to see from how I see the markets anyway. First low, second low, third low, breakout, retest, boom. That's the path of least resistance. And you can see, so if we break above 3.05, you can have your stop below, let me show you, below this one right there at around 2.8, give or take. And then you can ride it all the way up to these highs over here. And eventually higher in my view, but still that's the target, 6 roughly, that's the target for this move up here. So a 100% move should be in the cards very shortly. But yeah, but if this breaks down, just to show you, we're still in a somewhat of a bear flag here. So just keep it in mind that we still have some bearish structures that could be valid as well. But still, the overall bullishness of this move up, down, retest, boom, is just, in my view, has a higher percentage success rate. This is NOVR. I will go to the weekly just to show you. This is a, where did my, I'm just gonna create it here. I don't know why it's not on. There it is. Anyways, you can see here, this is the 30 weekly, the 30 weekly moving average. And this is the ideal, let's call it stage 2 breakout on the weekly. And this, what we're seeing right here, is what we are seeing right there. Moving down, testing this one here, getting into the A, and then we move up again. So right here, the NOVR, which is a copper and nickel play, looks really good from a very long-term perspective. And I think given that we have such a great, almost perfect setup or price action compared to what we see here, this one is going to play out exactly this way until proven otherwise. But it looks really, really good here. So this is a great play. If you can find an entry, do as you may. Then we have Sabini Stillwater. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Again, similar setup as you see from most of what I do. A falling wedge, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We are breaking out here in my view, going all the way up to 20, and we are at 7. Again, platinum looks really good. Why I don't have platinum here? We have the palladium. Let me show you platinum. It looks really good. So that's why the stock here is going to do great things. Oh, we did cover that, Sherry. Anyways, I'm confused. We did cover it. Platinum is going to roughly, 1,300 more or less, in my view, and palladium could go all the way as high as the same numbers depending on the time frame, but still also looks somewhat promising here, if it can break out, obviously. So yeah, that's that. Big day. The dollar tanked. Gold and silver up. Again, we are $2 below the 26 for silver and roughly $100 below for gold. So only 5% below for gold and 10% below, 8% below for silver from the big breakouts. And before you go, actually, when I'm thinking of it here, look at this currency pair, which is the USD against the Swiss franc. So if you're still here, this is actually quite nice to see, in my view. This right here is the USD tanking against the Swiss franc back in the 70s. Then obviously we have the retrace. This right here is the move from the early 2000 into 2011. And what is happening right now? We are breaking down off a massive 15-year-long bear flag. Right there. There it is. We are breaking down. And if we do the exact same, we are going all the way down to roughly 0.64 in that range, and we are currently at 0.85. And what do you think will happen to gold and silver when this get momentum? Yes, we will break the all-time highs for gold, and we will break off from 26 for silver and getting ready to go to 35, then 50, and then further up. It's I think it's coming down to the wire here. Not tomorrow, obviously, but the charts are looking absolutely fantastic for commodities. The dollar is tanking. No more rate hikes at all. I can't see that in the cards. Giving the non-farm payroll last week and today with the CPI. I think tomorrow we have the core. I think, or Friday, doesn't matter. I think it comes the day after. Very important news. And if we get a good core, let's say, that will be bad for the dollar, then the dollar will tank even more. And we won't see any rate hikes anymore for this cycle, at least. I hope you like the content. Please follow me on Twitter, YouTube, and as always, do your own due diligence. This is just my take on the markets. I appreciate every single one of you. Have an amazing evening.